Assalamualaikum and very good evening. Today we are going to do some forum, which is we are going to tell and to know about 2X bonding all organisation in Malaysia in order to ensure the worker are being protected from all risks coming from the workplace hazard and factory machinery 1967 and operational safety and health. So today we already have two guests, um, which is the first guest from panel one and panel two. So panel one, can you introduce yourself? Yeah.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and thank you to the moderator. Okay, so today my name is Muhammad Faizwan bin Muhammad Fauzi and I am a technologist engineer in oil and gas industry. So today I will commit all the question that you will ask and I will give the explanation for the question you asked for me. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
All right. All right. So we're going to panel two. So panel two, can you introduce yourself?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdul Mazlan and I second guest from the mechanical industry and I will answer your question that you will bring for me. That's all.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Izzat and Mr. Faiz. So today I would like to tell you about what is a Occupational Safety and Health Act. So the Occupational Safety and Health is a act which provide the legislative framework to secure the safety, health and welfare among all Malaysian workforce and to protect others against risk to safety or health in connection with the activities of person at work. So this act was gazetted on 24th February 1994. So the aims of this act are to secure the safety, health and welfare of person at work against risk to safety or health arising out of the activities of person at work. It also to protect a person at a place of work other than person at work against risk to safety or health arising out of the activities of person at work. So next, we are going to the question. I'm going to ask to Mr. Faizwan for the question one is, based on the obligation of the employer, can you explain about responsibilities for the safety and health of the worker? Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amin Shafiq. So for my answer for the question one is, we as the employer in our company, we carry out safety and health risk assessment at the workplace in the company and provide documentation of the results. This includes the obligations of implementing preventive measures based on the result of the risk assessment. Second is inform the workers about safety and health risks as well as about adequate measures of protection and prevention. In any case, the employer must ensure that the designated workers or service providers have the required capabilities, means, resources, expertise, and information to successfully organize and carry out the designated prevention measures. If the employer does not comply with these provisions, it may be possible to accuse him or her of organizational negligence, a charge that could be substantiated with respect to personal responsibilities as per the national rules. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Faizwan. So you said that if the employer does not comply with this provision, so it may be possible to accuse him of organizational negligence. Right. So we're going to Mr. Izzat. Can you please tell us about responsibilities for the safety head of the workplace? So, Mr. Izzat.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Shafiq. Okay, for my company, we have to take care of measure of emergency response, including evacuation, procedure, firefighting, and medical service. Second is ensure the health service length of the worker in accordance with the national law on occupational medical service. The employer can use the organization in the company or further expert to comply with the rule, which is allow the employee to delegate tasks for fulfilling obligation to their own staff or to external service provider under a certain limitation based on list of the basic principle of employees responsibility. They can designate one or more worker to carry out activity related to protection of worker and prevention of occupational risk, and they can contract competent external service provider if the measure cannot be carried out by their own staff. Okay, that's all.
Thank you, Mr. Izzat. So, I agree with your answer. Do you agree, Mr. Faizwan? Yeah. So, I would
Yes, I agree what Mr. Izzat had answer for your question.
right.
It's totally true.
All right. Good. So, we are going to question two. Based on the answer on question one, what is the strategies for improving occupational safety and health management performance in your company? So, Mr. Faizwan.
Okay. For me, among the most common errors that occur is the inadequate response to new and emerging risks at the workplace. The most prominent example is the issue of psychosocial and organizational risks, despite the fact that they currently belong to the most important OSH risk factors. In other words, OSH management can only be successful if it is handled with the same commitment as any other field of management in the company. This can be ensured by setting clear and measurable objectives that are followed with equal priority to other key data in the company, defining process and responsibilities, ensuring monitoring and improving safety culture and awareness of workers and management representative. That's all.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Faizwan. So, Mr. Izzat, how's your opinion? So, can you explain it for the question two?
Okay, thank you for Mr. Shafiq. Okay. Based on my opinion, especially in the context of safety culture, a crucial point is the motivation of the worker and ensuring that no one is left behind. So studies show that OSH management is more successfully when it is covered from a functional system into a social system that builds on all the stakeholder in company, including manager and workers, for a more holistic approach that includes the promotion of the health of the worker. It is recommended that OSH management be combined with measure of workplace health promotion or health management. Concept exits that combine classical OSH aim like the reduction or sick leave costs with the promotion of productivity as well as with the promotion or individual resource. Okay, that's all from me.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Izzat, for your answer and opinion. So, we're going to the next question, which is this question tells us about Occupational Safety and Health Act. So, in this question, there are three policies that should we know and discuss, which is that is already written in Safety and Health Policy. So, panel one, can you please describe for point one? Mr. Faizwan.
Okay, for question number 3. Okay, based on point 1, the written policies is divided into 3 main parts. That is general policy statement, organization, and last is arrangement. Okay, general policy statement concerned with the overall intent of the employer to look after the safety and health of the workforce. The statement can be simple and brief. Essentially, it should first point out that the management accept responsibility for safety and health of the employees and others who may be affected by the other work activities. And second, emphasize the importance of safety and health to overall business performance. Third is include a reference to other parts of the policy document which go into more details and be dated and signed by the person at the top management in the organization, such as the chairman or managing director. That's all for my opinion.
All right, thank you, Mr. Faizwan. So, Mr. Izzat, can you explain for the second policy?
Okay. The second policy, that should be okay. The second part of the policy on organization should describe the safety and health responsibility. This is primarily about the role of each person. Among other, it should include the list of safety and health responsibility of all level management, the role of employee in the implementation of the policy. It is the duty of each employee not to endanger himself or other by his action or omission, and to cooperate in all measures provide for his safety and health. Then lastly, the structure and role of safety and health committees and other in-house safety and health organization.
All right, thank you. So, as I know, they have a one policy which is I can explain it. So the last policy is the arrangement, which is the arrangement or final part of the written policy concerned with practical system and procedure. It deals mainly with potential hazards and measure to be taken to solve the problem. Essentially, if should specify detailed arrangement for ensuring the policy is being implemented, including the arrangement for training and instruction, information about hazard that may be certain process, the control measure, and the way in which employees should be cooperate for their own safety health. All right. So I can conclude that it is very important that content of this policy be made known to employee during the induction course and job training. Yeah. So the policy statement should be displayed at a strategic location in the workplace. Alright, so we're going to next question. Might be last question, I guess. So the last question is, can you please, Mr. Faiz, can you please explain the general policy statement concerned with the overall intent of the employee to look after the safety and health of the workforce?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mishafiq. Okay, the statement can be explained by point out that the management accept responsibility for safety and health of the employees and others who may be affected by the work activities. Furthermore, emphasize the importance of safety and health to overall business performance. That's all.
Alright, thank you. So Mr. Izzat, can you explain for your part?
Okay. Based on the question you asked before, the generally policy statement should include a reference to other parts of the policy document which go into more detail and be dated and signed by the person at the top management in the organization, such as chairman or managing director. Then it also a summary of the policy goal in the company, as you know.
Alright, so we are going to then thank you, Mr. Izzat, for your opinion and answer just now. So the next question is for the second part of the policy on organization should be described the safety and health responsibilities. Mr. Faizwan, can you explain me to us what should include in the policy on organization? Right.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amin Shafiq, for the question. As you asked for me, this is what the second part of the policy on organization should describe the safety and health responsibilities. Right. Okay, so what should include in the policy on organization is in the policy on organization, I should include the list of safety and health responsibilities of all levels of management, the role of employees in the implementation of the policy. It is the duty of each employee not to endanger himself or others by his actions or omissions, and to cooperate in all measures provided for this for his safety and health. Also include the structure and role of safety and health committees and other in-house safety and health organization, if any. That's all my explanation about your question. Thank you, Mr. Amin Shafiq.
All right, thank you, Mr. Faizwan. So you have explained and described what we should know about the safety and health responsibilities. So for Mr. Izzat question, I have one question again for you. So the question is, tell us about the arrangement of final part of the written policy concerns with practical system and procedures. It deals mainly with potential hazard and measures to be taken to solve the problem. So essentially, it should be specified detailed arrangement for ensuring that the policy is being implemented. So I may say that based on your knowledge, can you tell me what have to included in arrangement?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amin. Okay, you asked me a question, what have to include in arrangement, right? Okay, based on the arrangement, it should include the arrangement for training and instruction. Okay, then second is the information about hazard that may be in a certain process. Next is the control measure and the way in which employees should be cooperate for their own safety and help explain the company's system of work, including procedure and rules. So schema for the issue, then finally is use the maintenance of personal protective equipment (PPE), then the procedure for investigating and report of accident and emergency measures such as first aid and the fire arrangement. That's all from me. I have answered your question.
Right, thank you, Mr. Izzat. Um, so that I know that you already tell us about the arrangement. Right. All right. Thank you. All right. So we are going to the next question. Might be last question, maybe. So the question is going to Mr. Faizwan. So what are the duties as an employer? So can you please tell us about duties?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amin Shafiq. So the duties as an employer. First, you have duties to your employees and to persons other than your employees. The general duties of employer and self-employed persons are stated in Part 4 of the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. If you contravene this provision of the act, you will be liable to a fine not exceeding 50,000 ringgit or 2 years in imprisonment or to both. Among others, you have a duty to ensure so far as practicable the safety, health and welfare at work for all your employees. Furthermore, you have the obligation to ensure that existing plan is up to necessary standards with respect to safety and risk to health, and that when new plan is installed, latest practice in safety and health are taken into account. Okay. Next is you must ensure a safe system at the workplace and minimize operations that present danger of injury or health impairment. This may require special system of work such as the permit to work system. Okay, so last is you should regularly monitor the work environment to ensure that the known health hazards are present. Protection conforms to current health standards, including medical surveillance of workers. That's all my answer, Mr. Amish.
All right, thank you. Good answer from you, Mr. Faiz. So, Mr. Izzat, what is your opinion and your describe? And can you describe what is the duties as an employer? Mr. Izzat?
Okay, sorry, Mr. Amir Shafiq. Okay, can you ask you again your question?
All right. My question is, what is your opinion about duties as an employer?
Okay, you should make a arrangement for ensuring safety and health in connection with the use of operation and handling, storage, and transportation of plant and substance. Then you should ensure that no charge is levied on any employer for anything done or provide to meet any specific requirement of for safety and health at work. Then you should prepare a written statement of general policy, organization and arrangement for safety and health at work. Then keep it up to date by revision and inform all employees of the notice and revision to the policy where applicable. Then this policy must be implemented at workplace. Then you also need to provide information, instruction, training, and supervision in safe work practice and consider specific training need on your organization with particular reference to process with special hazard. Okay, that's all from me.
All right, thank you, Mr. Izzat. So, I think we have the last question. So, the last question. Yeah, seriously, this is last question. Right. So, Mr. Faizwan, the question is going to what are the duties and of an occupational safety and health officer if he is to conduct an inspection at a workplace? Right.
Okay, for my opinion, there is open concluding an inspection. An officer shall give to the employer and the safety and health committee information with respect to his observations and any action he proposed to take in relation to the place of work, where an officer proceed to take and remove a sample from a place of work for the purpose of analysis. He shall notify the employer and the safety and health committee, and after having taken the sample he should, where possible, to divide the sample taken into as many parts as are necessary and mark and seal or mark and fasten up each part in such a manner as its nature will permit. Other than that, if required by the employer or the safety and health committee, deliver one part each to the employer and the safety and health committee. Retain one part for future comparison, and if an analysis of the sample is to be made, submit another part to an analyst for analysis. That's all my opinion.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Faizwan, for your answer for how to conduct an inspection at a place with the for safety head and head officer. So the next question and last question for you, Mr. Izzat. So I want to ask you, is it can an occupational safety and health officer enter a place of work without search warrant? So what is your answer, Mr. Izzat?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Amir Shafiq, for the last question. Okay. Where an officer is certified open information received that he has a reason ground for believing that by reason or delay in obtain a search warrant, any article or part thereof in a place of work or residential place used commit or intended to be used to commit an offence under the Occupationally Safety and Health Act 1994, or any regulation made thereunder is likely to be removed or destroyed, he may enter the place of work or residential place without a warrant and size or seal the article or part thereof found therein. Then in exercise his power, it's necessary so to do, an officer may break open any outer or inner door of a place of work or residential place, then remove by force any obstruction to entry, search, seizure and removal as he is empowered to effect. Then however, an officer sizing any article or part thereof shall prepare a list of the thing and seize and forthwith, or as soon as is practicable, deliver a copy of the list signed by him to the occupier or his agent or servant present in the premise. That's all from me. Thank you.
Alright. Alhamdulillah, we already reached our last session. So, thank you, Mr. Fauzan and Mr. Izzat. So, we already finished our forum discussion about um, the way asset management is presented is very important, which is we are already discussed about two acts, um, which is we already discussed for factory and machinery and occupational safety and health. So thank you very much, Mr. Faizwan, for your time and Mr. Izzat. So hope to see you soon again. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Okay, thank you. Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shafiq. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you again.